Hi, everyone. I'm just waiting a second for everyone to get into the meeting. All right, let's get started. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Visit Milwaukee monthly webinar series. I hope you all had a phenomenal Memorial Day weekend and that you enjoyed the Brewers who beat the Cubs yesterday afternoon. It's been a very busy weekend of events around Milwaukee, from the Admirals punching their ticket to the Western Conference Finals, to the Family Kite Festival at Veterans Park, the Biker Fest Block Party at Fiserv Forum, to Asian Restaurant Week. But as we look to the summer calendar, there's even more excitement ahead. From the 2024 Republican National Convention to Northwestern Mutual's annual meeting, the 15th celebration of the Tour of America's Dairyland, to the Milwaukee Air and Water Show. We want to help you to make the most of a massive Milwaukee summer. Today, I'll be joined by Northwestern Mutual's Senior Director of Restaurant and Events, John Castino, and Bill Koch, Partner and Executive Director of the Tour of America's Dairyland, as they share a little information about their event and how you can get involved. And I'll also be joined this afternoon by Sarah Giovanetti of the United Performing Arts Fund, as she shares a little bit about her organization and why the performing arts are so essential to our city. And finally, I'll close us out with a quick RNC update. So let's get started. Milwaukee's hotels performed strongly in April in both Milwaukee County and downtown. The largest increases in hotel performance year over year are found in revenue, and that is due to an increase in occupancy and rate. We had an 8% increase in demand year over year in Milwaukee County and a 16.8% increase in the downtown area. Milwaukee County's hotels saw a 14% increase in revenue and more than 25% downtown, which was really helpful because Q1 was incredibly short to prior year, both in the downtown area as well as in the county. With higher than average temperatures for large stretches of April, alongside the major draws to the city, like the Milwaukee Bucks playoff run, the kickoff to another season of Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 414 Day, of course, all of the many visitors that we welcome into the Baird Center, like Midwest Gaming, Cheese Expo 2024, the Metal Casting Congress, the U.S. Junior National Girls Windy City Classic, Milwaukee Tattoo Fest, and the Milwaukee Admirals playoff run. In April, Visit Milwaukee also unveiled our Fest Then Rest campaign, which incentivizes visitors to stay at participating hotels during the beginning of festival season for up to 25% off their stay. Launching on April 15th, the campaign is designed to promote Milwaukee as the city of festivals, and we're starting to see some of the impact in this month's Star Report. The Fest Then Rest campaign runs through June 20th. I'd like to welcome our new and returning partners for the month of May. Thank you all for your commitment to our organization, our mission, and what you do to help us welcome visitors. We're thrilled to work with each of you to highlight what you do that makes our city so special. As we wrap up Asian American Heritage Month and Jewish American Heritage Month today, in June, we also celebrate National Caribbean American Heritage Month, a time to honor Milwaukee's rich Caribbean American community. It's also Pride Month and the many members of the LGBTQ+ community who call Milwaukee home. You can learn more about Milwaukee's LGBTQ+ community and support local LGBTQ+ businesses by visiting the Pride page on our website. Don't forget to join us for the Pride Parade on Sunday, June 9th, where the team will be there for that awesome parade, and as you'll hear more, Pride Fest as well. I'd like to also give a very special shout out to the Milwaukee Admirals organization, winning the decisive Game 5 in dramatic fashion in front of a packed, actually the most packed in their history, UWM Panther Arena. The Ads returned to the Western Conference Finals looking for a revenge against the team that knocked them out a year ago, the Coachella Valley Firebirds, in a best-of-7 series. Tickets are on sale now, and you can preview the matchup and find a discount code good for $3 off tickets on the Visit Milwaukee blog. I want to give a huge congratulations to Chris Wicken of the Packing House on being named the Wisconsin Restaurant Association's Restaurateur of the Year. Congratulations to Chris and the entire team at the Packing House on this well-deserved honor. Earlier this month, the Milwaukee Chamber Theater dropped the curtain on the theater company's 50th anniversary season. In celebration of this half-century milestone, this season's theme is past, present, and future. Throughout the year, you can experience reimagined classics, fan favorites, a Milwaukee premiere, and a must-see performance from two of America's greatest living playwrights, an Iliad, Top Dog Underdog, a Dollhouse, and more. You can find the full list and get your subscription today by visiting the Milwaukee Chamber Theater's website or by reading our blog. Crossing the DMZ, a contemporary look at working women opened at the Groman Museum earlier this month. The exhibition by locally based artist Danielle Darmick depicts women at work through a variety of professions as they shape the economy and culture in Vietnam. The collection is on display now through August 23rd. Starting this Thursday, May 30th, it's Downtown Dining Week and runs through Thursday, June 6th. Treat yourself to a taste around town with multi-course meals starting at just $15 for lunch and $35 for dinner from over 30 of Milwaukee's downtown top restaurants like Oddly, Blue Bat Kitchen, Central Standard Craft House and Kitchen, and many more. This is always a great time to try new things, so make sure you visit Milwaukee Downtown's website to find the full list of restaurants and map out your dining adventures for the week. There's even more to savor later in the month of June with Elevation's MKE Dumpling Fest. Taking place on Sunday, June 23rd, this delicious celebration of creative culinary fillings wrapped in dough are what it's all about. Every culture has a form of dumpling, and at MKE Dumpling Fest, you can taste them all. You can get your tickets today by visiting Elevation's website. Get ready for some summer fun in Easttown at Cathedral Square Park. This weekend, the Cathedral Square Market kicks off on Sunday, June 2nd. You can stop by the weekly farmers market for fresh produce and artisanal goods. Then, next Thursday, June 6th, Jazz in the Park returns to the square for their weekly music series from 6 to 9. For times, vendors, and more, visit the Easttown Association's website. Clickety-clack, QWERTY Fest is back. On June 21st through the 23rd, this weekend-long celebration of Milwaukee as the birthplace of the QWERTY keyboard typewriter includes an opening night typewriter ball, keyboard workshops, and creative writing classes and events all around town. Tickets are on sale now and get them at QWERTYfest.com. A partner update close to one of our guests' heart this afternoon. Milwaukee World Festival, Inc. and Northwestern Mutual, through its foundation, announced dates for the 4 Northwestern Mutual Free Sunday Family Fun Days at Northwestern Mutual Community Park, running from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. These themed events will feature live entertainment, food trucks, and fun for the whole family. For more information about these 4 fun-filled family days, visit Milwaukee World Festival's website. I think John is playing with me here. John Blust, who writes the scripts, and he's doing a lot of alliteration, which makes me have to go a little slower. North Avenue Market's about to look a little different. The former food hall has evolved into a restaurant and event center. The new restaurant, named Christopher Southern Kitchen and Bar, will feature a menu of Southern staples, including items like Southern fried chicken, vegan gumbo, hush puppies, and so much more. Starting next week on Tuesday, June 4th through Sunday, June 9th, the North Avenue Market is hosting an open house. Guests are invited to experience Christopher Southern Kitchen and Bar and see the enhanced event center. DOGG is coming to Potawatomi. That's right, on June 15th, Potawatomi Casino and Hotel will debut its new 4,800 capacity outdoor concert venue with none other than Snoop Dogg himself. Get your tickets today on Potawatomi Casino and Hotel's website. If you're looking for a roaring preview to the Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival, look no further than the 8th annual Brewtown Rumble, presented by Royal Enfield on Sunday, June 8th at Boone & Crockett. This event will include a vintage motorcycle show with over 100 beautifully maintained bikes, along with live music, food trucks, and retail vendors. In theme with today's webinars, it's a sensationally busy season of festivals, beginning this weekend with the Milwaukee Highland Games, Wisconsin Beer Lovers Festival, and West Allis a la carte. This year, you and visitors interested in discovering the city of festivals from all over the country can score hotel deals with Visit Milwaukee's Fest Then Rest campaign. This campaign is designed to increase visitation and shine the spotlight on over the 100 festivals that call our city home. And this doesn't even include a lot of our church festivals that take place throughout the season. This weekend, you can experience Little Italy on the lakefront at Festa Italiana as it makes its return to the Henry Mayer Festival Park grounds, and try some fabulous food by some amazing chefs. On June 6th through the June 8th, we'll have the state's largest celebration of Pride at the Henry Mayer Festival grounds with Pride Fest. That same weekend, you could experience a competitive bracket-style art challenge in Wauwatosa with their annual Art 64. The following weekend, the Lakefront Festival of the Arts returns to the Milwaukee Art Museum grounds June 14th through the 16th. On Juneteenth Day, June 19th, Milwaukee will once again host the longest running Juneteenth Day celebration with a parade to kick it off, and you can see Visit Milwaukee and our team there. And then kicking off on June 20th, we can't wait for the return of the world's largest music festival, Summerfest, for its first of 3 weekends of music, food, and vibes at Henry Mayer Festival Park. And we close out the month with the Cedarbird Strawberry Fest, the emo-infused Not Just a Phase Fest at Franklin Field, and the second weekend of Summerfest. In July, we close out Summerfest on July 4th through the 6th before welcoming Bastille Days to Cathedral Square Park for 3 days of French food, music, and of course, the ever popular Storm the Bastille 5K, and that is on the Thursday. Turning to the third week of July, we have the Brady Street Festival on the 20th, and towards the end of the month, we have the first of the annual Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival rumbling into town, July 25th through the 27th. The iconic bike brand's annual celebration of all things Harley-Davidson with a 2-day concert featuring the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jelly Roll, and Hardy. The last weekend of the month, taking place on the same weekend, we will welcome German Fest, the enormous celebration of German culture. It'll take place at the Summerfest grounds from July 26th to the 28th. And then the Milwaukee Air and Water Show, which is an absolutely free festival, will bring its dazzling summer spectacle to the skies above Lake Michigan that same weekend. And in August, I said it was a busy summer, and I'm not mentioning everything. Remember, you can go to our website and see all of the festivals that we have. We kick off the month with Wisconsin State Fair for 11 days of fair, fun, and obviously all the food you can eat on a stick. The first weekend of the month is loaded with events across the city, from Black Arts Fest MKE on the Summerfest grounds to Weird Fest in Walker's Point to the Sprecher Root Beer Bash in Glendale. From August 15th through the 18th, you can experience one of the country's largest celebration of Celtic culture in the world at Irish Fest. And also that weekend on August 18th, you can celebrate the rich culture and heritage of Puerto Rico in Veterans Park at the 11th Annual Puerto Rican Festival. Cruising into the third week of August, you can savor the smooth sounds of live jazz at the Fresh Coast Jazz Festival on August 23rd and 24th. And that same weekend, you can celebrate rich Mexican traditions, culture, and cuisine at the more than 50-year-old Mexican Fiesta. Finally, you can marvel the creative spirit found throughout Milwaukee area and beyond at the Third Ward Art Festival, August 31st and September 1st. Like I said, that's just a few. For a full calendar of all the fests that make Milwaukee the city of festivals, visit the City of Festivals page on our website. And speaking of events, while you're on our site planning your festival calendar, be sure to stop by the Visit Milwaukee events page for everything you need to know to make the most of a jam-packed summer schedule. Or if you're looking to promote something that you yourself are doing, make sure that you're entering your event into our portal. Our events calendar is a free community calendar, and it's a quick and easy way for you to reach a broad audience with just a few clicks of a button. I will tell you, I was in our all-staff meeting this morning, and every week now, Miranda from our team gives us some interesting data nuggets. And when you look at year-over-year visits to our website, as well as Chris told us about visits to our events page, it was over, I want to say 7,000 this weekend alone to our events page. So please make sure that you're uploading your events into the calendar so that we can be sure to spread the good word of everything you do around the city and beyond. Tickets are now on sale for our annual meeting 3 weeks from today on June 18th at the Baird Center's stunning new Baird Ballroom. You can join us as we celebrate the year's accomplishments, toast the game-changing convention center expansion, and network with hundreds of business and community leaders during our biggest event of the year. For even more news, updates, and happenings around Milwaukee, stay in the know by signing up for our weekly insights. This newsletter recaps all of the great work that my team is doing to highlight our city as a premier destination for leisure, meetings, conventions, as well as the latest and greatest developments around our city. You can scan the QR code and sign up today. And also, as always, if you have anything special that's happening at your business, make sure you send me an email directly, and I'll make sure it goes in our weekly insights. As well, from the events page and insights we pull for this, as well for this webinar that we do on a monthly basis, as well as when Ian Thompson from our team is on TV. We will take a brief 3-month hiatus with our webinars. I know many of you take some time off in the summer or are really busy with the busy groups that we have coming in. So we'll be back in the fall with the next installment of our webinar series. So near the end of this incredibly exciting summer, keep an eye on your inbox for an RSVP link for our webinar on September 24th at 2 p.m. Now, I'm thrilled to welcome the United Performing Arts Fund's Sarah Giovanetti to our website this afternoon, who is going to share a little bit about the incredible work she and the UPAF team do to help our performing arts scene flourish. This is a cause that is very near and dear to my heart because UPAF plays such a crucial role in funding many of the entertainment entities that we all know and love. These organizations make Milwaukee's theater scene shine and draw visitors from all over the country to our city to experience the magnetic creativity fostered here, driving millions in economic impact each and every year. Our webinar this month couldn't have come at a better time. Our team at Visit Milwaukee is just wrapping up our annual internal UPAF campaign today. And at the beginning of the campaign, our team had the opportunity to hear from the talented Stephanie Stazik of Skylight Music Theater about the impact that UPAF has on our community. And I wanted to share it with all of you. So please welcome to the webinar this afternoon, UPAF's Development Director, Sarah Giovanetti. Before her current role, Sarah was UPAF's event manager, leading the charge on the Ride for the Arts. Passionate about the performing arts, she's an actor, a drummer, and a fundraiser who started her career in development at Steppenwolf Theater in Chicago, where she spent 7 formative years on audience development and event teams. Sarah, thank you for all you do to elevate arts in the city, and I will let you take it away.
Thank you so much, Peggy. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm so grateful personally to you for your advocacy for our performing arts organizations. Thank you all for having me. Chris, if you want to kick off that presentation, this is a bit about who UPAF is. So UPAF was founded in 1967, and we function to bring funding to our city's local performing arts organizations. So specifically, we have 14 members that you'll see on the next slide, but what we do is we provide them unrestricted funds so that they're able to focus more on creating, performing, and educating, making this an incredible place to live, work, and play. This is a look at our 14 members. So these are the key institutions that really lead the charge on the incredible performing arts sector that we have here in Milwaukee and the greater southeastern Wisconsin area. And on the next slide, you'll see a look at, these are our affiliate organizations who we funded in 2023. And affiliates are typically smaller organizations that apply annually to receive smaller grants. And we're thrilled to be able to represent these organizations, as everyone from our members to our affiliates make up the sector that allows artists to have an incredible living and be able to have a life that they can afford, as well as continue their incredible artistic journeys right here at home. Now, if you're interested in knowing how to support UPAF, here's a few ways. So Peggy mentioned a workplace giving campaign. That is certainly an important way that we're able to bring a lot of funding to the sector. If you are representing a company, making a company gift is an incredible way to support. You can also become an event sponsor if that's something that's more interesting to you, which also comes with sponsorship recognition. And then this Sunday is our UPAV Ride for the Arts. And so that's also something that you are able to join if you're a rider, if you want to bring a team together, or something new that we're calling UPAV Fest, which is on the Summerfest grounds, and is free to the public. So we'll talk a little bit about workplace giving here for a moment. So workplace giving can look a lot of different ways. So it's not simply hosting a full campaign where we bring in musicians or singers or dancers to your workplace. That's certainly one way you can do it, but it can be as simple as sending an email to your staff, encouraging them to support the United Performing Arts Fund. Something that I should mention is that Wisconsin, while an incredible place to live, does rank 50th in the nation for government support for arts and culture, which is a really interesting point as far as the existence of UPAF is concerned. We're thrilled to be able to fill that gap and rally the community to do that. And workplace giving is sort of our special sauce to be able to bring the community together and reach a critical mass of folks in the downtown area and beyond. Again, the Ride for the Arts. So that'll be this Sunday. If you'd like to ride, you can register at upafride.org. And like I said, we're also doing something new this year called UPAF Fest. That'll be on the Summerfest grounds. And Chris, if you want to go to the next slide. That's something that between the hours of 9 a.m. and noon, you can show up and we will have artists from all of our members and affiliates represented. There will be activities for kids. And like I said, this is free to the public. So if you register to ride, that's a $65 registration and you can enjoy our Hone Loop course right over the bridge. And truly it is a create your own path experience. You don't have to do the full 20-mile loop. There are options to turn around at 5 miles. There's a 1.5-mile path that goes around Lakeshore State Park. Lots of options. If you just want to ride up the lake front and then turn right around at Summerfest, you're welcome to do that as well. It's absolutely up to you how far you'd like to go. But we want everybody to join us on the Summerfest grounds to take in the entertainment from our incredible performing arts assets that we have here locally. And then this is an exciting new event for us. UPAF presents Symphonic Sunset with Frank Allman and Friends. So on June 13th, we will be at the Milwaukee Athletic Club for a private concert with internationally renowned violinist Frank Allman. He will have some friends from the Milwaukee Youth Symphony Orchestra and his own Frankly Music joining him for an intimate concert in the ballroom. And after, we will enjoy drinks up on the rooftop. Tickets for this are $100 and they are selling quickly. I think we have about 30 tickets remaining for this event, and we'd love for anyone in this audience to join us for that event. So you can find the link to that at upaf.org under our events tab, or you can reach out to me directly. But we'd love to fill that room with friends from the Visit Milwaukee audience. And this is something that we do as well, which is called our Chorus Line, and that is our network of over 200 volunteers who help advocate for the performing arts. If you are passionate about the performing arts, maybe you performed in high school and college, maybe you still perform, or maybe you just love the performing arts and you want to see them thrive, you can join our network of volunteers. And we have lots of opportunities to uplift the arts through this network. We have folks that reach out for gifts on our behalf, but there's also opportunities to thank donors, show up for events. Truly, we bring to the table lots of opportunities to support. So if this is of interest, I would love to talk to you. I think that's all the slides that I have, but I'm so pleased to be able to present. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you. And such exciting things happening. You're even doing a UPAF Fest. Just ties right into
Right.
the City of Festivals. If you have any questions at all about UPAF, how you can get involved, how you can run a workplace campaign, please feel free to reach out directly to me and I will put you in touch with Sarah. Thanks for everything you do to elevate the arts in our city.
Thank you.
Now, for today's main event. As we've talked about, it is a momentous summer for our city, and with everything going on around town, we want to help you find a way to make the most of this opportunity. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome our first guest this afternoon. He's the leader of this spectacular cycling event, the Tour of America's Dairyland, an 11-day race throughout the state of Wisconsin. And we say that this is momentous, but these are events that happen to us every single year. So listening today can help you to better prepare for it this year and the year after, because we know these events will continue to happen. Bill was born in St. Louis and he moved at the age of 13 to Detroit. Ooh, Detroit, where he spent the next 20 years of his life until moving to Milwaukee, where he has resided since 1987. He has a general business degree from the Michigan State University, and he spent about 25 years in the food industry. It was during his time with Henry's salad dressings that he moved to Milwaukee and where he met his wife, Jen, through the world of cycling. Bill has 2 children, and it is cycling that Bill has held a lifelong passion, and to hear him explain it, when turning 16, many of his friends gave up their bikes to go to driving cars, but Bill stayed true to his love for bikes. And many miles later, still on the pedals, Bill has fostered several riding programs within Milwaukee Public Schools, including his current position as co-director of their mountain biking initiative. He's a past board member and chair of the Wisconsin Bicycle Federation, and is a founding partner and executive director of the Quick Trip Tour of America's Dairyland, currently in its 16th year. Bill, I'm going to turn it over to you if you'd like to give us a little insight as to how our guests can get involved.
Absolutely. Peggy, thank you so much for having me. Thanks everyone for hopefully listening to my banter as I go on and on and on about a lot of different things. And before I start though, I would like to officially apply to join the City of Festivals, because we do like to refer to Toad, we call it Toad, as a festival on wheels, a spectacle on wheels, NASCAR on 2 wheels, a lot of different names. But it definitely is a festival of wheels. And if you look at the calendar that Peggy showed earlier, in the month of June, we occupy 11 days in a row of that calendar. So we've been doing this since 2009. This is actually our 15th year of racing, but 16 years in total, because we took a year of vacation in 2020 like everyone else did. And this really, the Quick Trip Tour of America's Dairyland is a continuing celebration of something that began in 1969, largely around the Summerfest grounds, that was called Super Week. And Super Week was here for a long, long, long time. At one time, it was 18 days of racing instead of our current 11 days of racing. But as that event sort of, I guess, had its run and was starting to soften a little bit, we felt that there was an opportunity to continue this rich tradition for Wisconsin. And that was in July, we created our event starting in June, and we've held that space on the calendar ever since. Again, as I mentioned, we race for 10 to 11 days straight every year. This year, our dates are June 13th through the 23rd. I might also add that Rock County and our partners in Janesville are hosting the USA Cycling Paranational events the 2 days prior to us starting. So those are June 11th and 12th down in Rock County. And then we run right into the start of our race in Janesville on the 13th. Each day we do the same thing over and over and over again. I won't say that 11 times because I know you get bored with that. But we start showing up at 7 o'clock in the morning. We set up the race course for about 3 hours. We start racing around 10 o'clock in the morning, and over the course of the day, we'll run anywhere from 8 to 10 different races with lengths of as short as 25 minutes for some of our junior racers to as long as 75 minutes for our professional women and men. And we do that all day long, as I said, with the promise that we offer what we call a world-class cycling event for everyone who chooses to race with us. And by everyone, again, the marquee events are always the professional races, but we have juniors as young as 9 years old. We have as novice racers who have never raced a bike in their life. We have seasoned masters racers who, some of them might be as old as I am. Yeah, I'm pretty old. We have hand cyclists from all around the country and some from around the world, including a lot of American Paralympians. And then we have our professional/elite women and men. And the fun thing really about this event, again, when you go from town to town to town, it's kind of like the circus picking up and moving from one community to the next. Our events are really considered the centerpiece of each community for many of them each year. Whether you look at Shorewood, the Shorewood Cycling Criterium Classic, the Downer Avenue Race, the Wauwatosa race, the Grafton race. It is usually the largest event they have each year in their community. And we consider that we really have four stakeholder groups that make up the Tour of America's Dairyland. We have our host communities. The big draw for us is the fact that there is no entry fee. There's no pay at the gate. It's open to anybody and everybody who wants to come up and watch along. If you look at the picture here, you've got the bike race coming down the middle. You can see in the back of the left side and the right side, there's barricades along there. So everybody comes up and watches the races for free. Many of you have probably seen them before, but we really try to convince our community partners that this is their day to shine. So this is the day to make Grafton, to make Shorewood, to make Bayview, to make Janesville, to make De Pere a special day for that community. And we want them to all be unique. Our racers, our series sponsors, everybody who really has any sort of stake in the game wants each community to stand up on its own. And it attracts a lot of people from all over the world. Our series sponsors are interested not just the racers that are in the middle, but they're more interested in the people that are standing along the sidelines. We figure that somewhere in the 11-day period, we see roughly 70,000 people watching the races from the sidelines over those 11 days. That's a lot of eyeballs. So it's a big, big appeal for our sponsors. And the racers, we attract riders from all around the world. Last year, we had about 11 different countries represented. We had 42 states represented and a lot of people from Wisconsin, Illinois, and Minnesota. And so it's really a big thing, 400 to 500 racers per day. And where do they all stay? They come from around the United States. Some of them will stay in host family homes. Anybody who's listening to this and has any piqued curiosity about what it would be like to host some of these racers, we'd love to hear from you because that's always a big thing for us. But they also stay in our hotels and they use the dormitories at Carroll University and the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Eyeballs, social media, big, big, big thing for us. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We've got a large fan base. And again, it's just one of those things that we're super proud of to be considered part of the City of Festivals. So that's really a quick summary of it. I probably didn't even take up my entire 5 minutes of this. But this is, again, 15 years we've been doing this. And I think a lot of people don't know that the race in Downer is attached to the race in Shorewood. I will also say, you mentioned, Peggy, earlier that Cedarburg has their annual Strawberry Fest. We're actually racing in Cedarburg for the first time ever on Tuesday, and Strawberry Fest starts on Friday. So if you like to hang out and do things up in Cedarburg and Grafton, you've got the Grafton race on Saturday, the 15th, and then Cedarburg will be on Tuesday, the 18th. So really, that's a quick summary of what Toad is all about.
Well, thank you, Bill. And as you can hear, if you're restaurants or shops or retailers who are on the call, how many visitors did you say? How many spectators? Did you say 40,000?
We estimate around 70,000 over the course of the 10 and 11 days.
That's 70,000 people coming in who can eat in your restaurants, who can shop in your shop. So making sure that your marketing team is aware of what's happening. The business obviously, hopefully does come to you, but there's ways that you can supplement that by putting in keywords when you're doing some of your online marketing to make sure that you capture these people who are coming into town, either to be in the race or to be a spectator at the race. Bill, it's always a fun time to watch. We appreciate what you do for the biking community, and thank you very much for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks again for having me.
Absolutely. Now, we can't wait to introduce our next guest for today's webinar. He's the Senior Director of Restaurant and Events, John Castino. For over 143 years, Northwestern Mutual has hosted their financial representatives from all across the country for its annual meeting, and for the last 8, John and his team have been responsible for making sure that one of our largest and of course most treasured events goes off without a hitch. With over 13,000 attendees and their families coming to Milwaukee this July, literally, we were just talking ahead of time, the day after the RNC checks out. John has his work cut out for him this year. because they will begin arriving. He said some early, but the majority of them, as we all know, will arrive that Saturday. John and I go way back. We worked together at Marcus Hotels, where John was once the general manager of Mason Street Grill, and it's very early days. We love working with you, and we're going to allow you to take it away and explain to our group what NM is going to do this year.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Peggy, very much. Hey, Bill, the Downer bike races are such a blast. And I mean, I haven't been on a bike since I think Reagan was in office, but the bike races, they're incredible. I cannot, I'm really looking forward to that. When is that? The 21st and 22nd. At any rate, but we've got a few other things going on. We do have our 144th annual meeting of our field reps, of course, Northwestern Mutual and its financial products, insurance, all of our field reps and their children and spouses will just be descending on us again, July 20th through the 23rd. We do expect usually about 13,000 people that will come and visit us for 3-4 nights. A gentle reminder, all of these people that are coming to our annual meeting pay their own way to get here. They pay for their own hotels, they pay for their own transportation, they pay for their own restaurants, all that good stuff. And as a lifelong sort of hotel restaurant person, this was always a very, very exciting time of the year for those of us in hospitality, because hopefully they all behave themselves and they're really nice people. And again, they're very, very happy to be here in Milwaukee. A little something different this year. We are moving the entire meeting to the beautiful Summerfest grounds. Everything, including our general session and all 4 days, we are live, we are outside, and we are really, really looking forward to that. I've got to give major, major props to our friends at Summerfest, who have just been extraordinary. This is not something normally done at Summerfest, to do a huge 4-day meeting, with financial products, etc., at the festival grounds. But who knows? Who knows what it will turn out to be? I think it's going to be great. So next slide, please, Chris. Our theme this year, Limitless Annual Meeting 2024. As I said, this is the 144th year of this meeting being here in Milwaukee. It's a very long time, but people are really, really looking forward to it. So our limitless possibilities, including, limitless possibilities for Milwaukee as well. And so we're really looking forward to that. Next slide, please. And our main events. As I said, everything is happening at Summerfest. So including like Saturday is the main arrival day, registration. We'll have all sorts of activations and things at the Summerfest grounds. There's a little bit of content. But one of our biggest events is our summer social on Sunday night. So we do feed those people. That'll be about 13,000 people for dinner, and music, and really activate the Summerfest grounds with fireworks and music and things like that. Lots of rides for the kids. And here again, it's going to be a little bit different this year, because typically we've used Summerfest in the past for the Sunday night, but now we'll be there all 4 days. So next slide, please. Also on Sunday, we kick off our 47th annual Roots and Wings, which is a run walk, 5K, 10K. We'll usually have about 8,000 people for that. And it will start right here in front of our the South Building on Wisconsin Avenue, and run along the lakefront. And that's always really, such a great way to kick off our meeting. As we said, about 8,000. So any of you that have early breakfast, coffee restaurants, you'll see a lot of activity that very early Sunday morning. The race kicks off at 8. So people really start milling around about 6 a.m. And again, anything we can do to help, by all means. We've had restaurants and businesses welcome people, or if you want copies of the logo and limitless welcome here, that sort of thing. What we're thrilled to work with you on that. You know, I come from that background, and so I'm always really wanting to make sure our business partners, including our attendees, but our business partners are really looking out for our attendees and participating in it. So next slide. So just a few general session highlights. Our speaker, we'll go ahead to the next one, because of course everything is at Summerfest. So we'll be hosting our general session Monday and Tuesday in the American Family Amphitheater. So that has seating, I think, under cover for about 18,000. We usually have about 13,000 at the general session itself. So one of our keynote speaker, Jesse Itzler, he was the manager of the greatest hip hop band ever. So, and he's got all sorts of advice, you know, for our sales force and for our home office. We will have, you know, thousands of people from the home office as well that will go down to the general session. But for the most part, the meeting really is for our field. So next slide, and go ahead. And here again, how we are activating the Summerfest stages. Each of these stages, you know, obviously is built to handle wonderful concerts simultaneously. The noise bleed over is not too bad. Well, we're just going to be presenting a little bit different content versus music on those stages with our learning experience and panels and things like that. So we will be activating almost all the stages in itself. We'll some of them we are planning to use on Sunday night at the north end, which we've never had before, but we will have the entire grounds, and really looking forward to it. It'll be interesting this year, excuse me, that unlike previous years where there's a lot of milling about, you know, from Pfizer Forum to the Baird Center to the hotels, the Summerfest grounds really will provide a limited you know, area to keep all the, you know, to herd all these cats in. So it'll be interesting, but we know they're going to escape and they're going to run out to Water Street into the third ward like they all do, because they love Milwaukee so much. This is such, the tradition of this meeting is, I can't stress it enough, how much they love to come back to Milwaukee, how everybody, you know, everybody has their own place that they go to. And hopefully you're seeing, you know, people reaching out for separate events and things like that, because they do love Milwaukee and they love to return here every year. So next slide, just a quick update of our hotels. If you go all the way to the right, that total number. So the second line, 12,973 room nights is what we currently have booked. So it's a little, we added a few more than last year. Of course, if you look to that 19th, which is that Friday night, we're seeing a little bit, well, Thursday and Friday, you know, people, a little pressure coming in early. But so far, if you go down to pick up, our attendees have reserved 9,334 room nights. So we're really excited because that early strength is really there. Hopefully we will perform as we always do for the city. You know, that translates, and I don't, you know, roughly about 3.9 million in hotel room revenue total. And we add about 700,000 just in hotel occupancy and city taxes. So we're happy to do it. We're happy to do it here. And we look like we're off to a really strong start. We actually have a few more weeks of registration to be open. We are the day after the RNC. I apologize for that. But, right, we got to make hay while the sun shines, and might as well just jump in. Peggy and I are working housekeeping on that Friday, and we're volunteering. Because, and believe me, the two of us have worked in housekeeping. I loved housekeeping, but anyway, but we were so excited. And thank you, Peggy, so much for having me.
Absolutely. So as you can see, I mean, this is what happens when you have a big city, right? Everyone on this call has helped to make us a big city, and that means that back-to-back events are what we hope, not a thing of, or not a thing that we aspire to, that they're going to be a thing that we do all the time. So thanks, John. The NM annual meeting brings people from all over the country to experience our destinations. I hear all the time that, that this is the best weekend for some of the bars on Water Street or some of the bars on MLK Drive, things like that. So it's really what you do to market yourselves, because obviously there are events that take place in conjunction with NM. Certain agencies have certain events. You do provide food almost every day. I'm assuming you're going to end Tuesday with a big concert like you usually do, John?
Yes, the annual show, I'm not allowed. It's the worst kept secret in Milwaukee, but I'm not allowed to say who it is. But we will have the annual.
No one asked the question, but I did have the question. So, and then Monday night they're on their own?
Monday night, they're on their own. We have a dinner for about 500 here at the home office, and a lot of the agencies and offices will do their own dinners throughout town on Monday. So yeah, dinners on their own Saturday night, dinners on their own Monday night. And even on Sunday, you'll see a lot of people will come to summer social and then go out. I mean, they're here to party, and
Yeah.
they know the city after 144 years. I think they have it down. So there's so many special places that they love to revisit every year.
Well,
And
thank you.
thank you everyone for your partnership.
Thank you so much. And just remember, again, just like with Tour of America's Dairyland, and just like I'm going to say with the RNC, not everyone can be booked for a private event, but you have an opportunity to market yourselves to all of the people who are coming into city, who have to plan dinners, who have to have planned, dinners with 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe 10 people. So make sure that you're out there, that you are marketing yourselves to these customers that are coming into the city. I had a few people put their events into the chat, so I know we can't say everyone, but if you sent me a note, I'm going to bring it up. Let's not forget about Polish Fest in June and Bronzeville Week in August, both events that draw people into the city. So one of the biggest and most highly anticipated events this summer is the 2024 Republican National Convention, which comes in on July. They actually come in the Sunday, so the major arrival for the group is Sunday. The RNC is hosting its delegate meeting the week prior. So you will have about 300 people who will be here starting the week before, all the way through the convention. The convention dates are Monday, July 15th through Thursday, July 19th. Thursday, July 19th is the date that the candidate will be officially announced and give the speech. So that is what happens. Basically, what happens is the convention show floor opens around 3 p.m. That's at Fiserv Forum. Convention Fest is something that was announced earlier last month. This is the primary daytime experience event for delegates, officials, members of the media, and other ticketed guests who attend the 2024 convention. It's going to allow guests to enjoy a street fair experience featuring a lot of Milwaukee's own and Wisconsin's own food and beverage and vendors. It's going to be within the secured convention complex during all 4 days of the convention. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, from 1 to 5, they will have a stage where people will be speaking to those who come early. Remember, at any given time, there's between 13 and 18,000 credentialed people who are allowed in the perimeter, but there's about 50,000 people coming to the city, which means that there are plenty of people who are on their own who need to find places to eat, to drink, to catch a show, to do something. So just like you would, if you have bands every night during NM, maybe you should look at having some entertainment during the RNC so that you can attract people. There's a lot of young people, there's a lot of young groups that come in with the RNC. You want to make sure that you're marketing to those people because there are opportunities for you to capture them. I did want to give a little update that I have still heard from some businesses that events are still being booked. So I would keep your eyes and ears open. Officially there have been over 50 different groups, excluding media, that have visited Milwaukee to plan. But there are groups that have come here that have not gone through the RNC host committee or the COA. There's groups. I was talking to a business owner who said he had a tour recently from a group from China who's coming in, and they didn't use the RNC or the COA to look at the space. So there are still people who are looking at coming in to do things here in Milwaukee during that week. We also hosted 2 media-specific events, one in late fall and one in the spring. We were able to host a table at that event, both events, where Claire and members of the communications committee had opportunities to speak with these media and get in with them, knowing that they're going to do lifestyle pieces, not just pieces on the convention and political things. So there's opportunities there. So make sure you're paying attention to emails and things from us in case we have opportunities for you to be on the news. The COA, the Committee on Arrangements, has contracted 100% of the rooms necessary to put the convention on at over 100 hotels. And the convention requires over 15,000 hotel rooms, which are exclusively within Wisconsin. I do also want to make sure everyone understands that the impact hasn't just won't happen July 14th through the 20th here in Milwaukee. It started happening over 2 years ago. We've hosted the first debate. We hosted the RNC's meeting last summer. We've had over nearly 50 people, staff that are living, working, playing here in Milwaukee, including a dozen native Wisconsinites who've moved back to help put it on this convention. We have staff from the RNC host committee as well as the COA that have gotten engaged here, that have gotten pregnant here, that have had babies here, and who may continue to live here long after the convention is gone. And the RNC team is also committed to investing time in the community. They've completed nearly 120 service hours. They've served at Feeding America, donated school supplies. They welcomed home veterans for a Wisconsin honor flight. They've served lunch at the Milwaukee Rescue Mission and spent the day at Kinship Community Food Center and Freedom's Food Pantries, all things that help to make our community a better place. If you do have specific questions regarding where the protest zone as well as the security perimeter will be, the hard perimeter, make sure you're looking at the cityofmilwaukee.gov/RNC FAQs. That's where you can find the most up-to-date information. We don't have additional information at this point as to where those lines will be drawn, but I have people who reach out to me all the time asking specific questions. If you have specific questions, if you think that you're within the hard perimeter or you think you're within the soft perimeter and you have questions, the Secret Service is always willing to have a conversation with you. They're very prompt in their replies and their response. So again, reach out to me. I can put you in touch with the right people that can help get answers as to whether or not your business will be directly impacted by where the perimeter will be. Another way that you can get involved in all of the guests, as we know, we hope at Visit Milwaukee that we're impacting tourism throughout the entire year, and we're trying to make those the bigger impact on those dates when we're not as beautiful as we are during those summer months when we can attract more visitors. But we all know that we do see our highest occupancies during these summer months. So we created the Summer Savings Pass. Chris, if you could bounce forward. Oh, sorry, I missed, actually go back one slide. They are still looking for volunteers. If this is a week that your company has granted you off, most of you are probably in our business, so it won't be that slow for you. But if you have friends who want to take part in the political process, and by that I mean welcoming guests who are taking part of the political process, you can sign up here and be a volunteer, help greet our guests, give them directions as to where to go. So if you'd like to share that with friends and family, we would really appreciate it. So next, we do have our Summer Savings Pass. This will go on through the end of August, and it is a way for you to connect with visitors coming in. And not just visitors, but locals as well. We've already had 600 downloads, and we just launched the Summer Savings Pass last week, Thursday. So if this is something you're interested in doing, offering some sort of special, it's a buy one, get one, it's 25% off, whatever it is, please reach out to our team. You can reach out to Josh or Brian, and they can help get you hooked up with the Summer Savings Pass so that you're visible during these really busy times. We will be promoting this. We've got money behind it. It's on our website. So we'll be promoting this throughout the summer. So you want to make sure that you're involved so people can see you in additional ways. I've been checking, I haven't seen any questions, but I do want to thank Sarah from UPath for explaining everything that you do, and Bill and John for giving us a glimpse into the events that you're putting on this summer and every summer for us. You know, and how our partners can get involved in making your attendees' experiences in Milwaukee special. Thank you all for attending this week's webinar. If you have any questions or anything that you want us to share, our weekly insights will still go out throughout the summer. So don't think that you won't be hearing from us. If you have anything you'd like us to highlight, please make sure to reach out to me directly. And with that, enjoy the summer and have a great week, everyone.